All right.
All right, here we go. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the info session on camp quality. We're so excited to have you here. With me tonight, I've got one of our camp directors. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julia. I'm the camp director for Camp Quality Southern Ontario. We'll talk a little bit more about regions later, but covering kind of the Greater Toronto area up to Barrie, London, Windsor, those kinds of places.
Great. Thanks, Julia. And my name is Lauren. I'm the Senior Director of Operations and Strategy at Camp Quality Canada, and I help support our programs across the country. All right, so this evening we've got a fun night for you. We've got a few things to go over. We're going to learn a little bit more about camp quality, the programs we offer, the program locations, why camp is so special and the impact it has on our campers. You're going to hear from Julia about camp directly and a story. And we've also got a fun video to share from camp because that's the best way to learn about camp. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Julia.
Fabulous. So, Camp Quality, we are a volunteer-led charitable organization. We provide inclusive year-round programming for children with cancer and blood disorders, and we support the whole family through fun camp adventures. We believe that the joy of camp and the healing power of laughter really brings strength to families and children living with cancer and blood disorders. And our summer camps really are unique and they're designed specifically to meet the, physical, social, and psychological needs of our particular camper population. And those eligible campers include children who've been diagnosed with cancer or blood disorders, their siblings, as well as bereaved siblings. So we support a large number of folks in the family. And we really strive to provide a safe environment where kids are really free to define themselves without the stigma of illness that they may encounter in their everyday lives. We can move to our next slide. Fabulous, thank you. So we offer camps and programs year-round across three provinces, so Ontario, Manitoba, and Alberta. We facilitate 5 different camps within the Ontario area. These are overnight camp weeks. So we have camps in Thunder Bay, Sudbury, Ottawa, Orillia, and the GTA Southwestern Ontario region. And eligible campers can attend programs within their region. By operating camps in these different areas, campers and families have the opportunity to kind of build connections with those from their communities. And we often see that camper families will connect and kind of continue their relationships beyond the camp setting, which is really special. They get the chance to meet folks that they may not otherwise realize are just around the corner.
Perfect. Thanks, Julia. Camp is a really special place and it's got a really big impact on the campers who participate in our programs. Every year we actually conduct surveys from both our campers and their families who attend, and all of that's collected confidential and is used to measure our impact and improve our programs year over year. We've got a few of our stats from this past year, as you can see. And over 2025, we saw greater improvements in our campers' independence, confidence from trying new things, building relationships with their peers, and really gaining a great sense of connection within their community. And these outcomes are really important to us at CQ and what we want to achieve, strengthening families, empowering campers, and building strong community connections. So this year we've got a really fun range of programs for campers, siblings, and families. And I would like to mention that all of our programs are free of charge to the families that we serve. So our core programming is our overnight summer camp program, which is for campers ages 7 to 17. And that's for children with cancer, their siblings, and bereaved siblings who join for a week-long summer camp. At summer camp, our campers are matched in kind of a cabin setting with maybe one volunteer or a few campers. And these folks are directly responsible for camper care during the week at camp. And while we do everything in groups at camp to help with safety, having someone like their companion and volunteer to look after them as a role model and mentor provides the camper with a great level of comfort. And of course, parents and caregivers as well. We also offer a range of fun days throughout the year, and those are single day community events where the whole family can come out for fun. And that might look like attending a sports game, joining a community event, a picnic, a camp gathering, maybe going bowling. Lots of really fun creative programming from our volunteers. Um, Outside of that, we've got family camps, and we offer a couple different types. We offer a weekend family camp in Southern Ontario in the fall. And this summer, we're actually piloting a new full week family camp in Thunder Bay. And we're really excited to welcome families from all over the Thunder Bay region in Northwestern Ontario to come for a week of camp to do fun camp activities in their local community. And it's really a time for campers and families to reconnect and for families to get to know other families in their community who have gone through a similar experience. Through the school year, we offer virtual camp programming, and that's for campers 5 to 17. And it's a really fun virtual program where kids are trying new skills, doing arts and crafts. We have a lot of really fun visitors come. We've had some reptiles join us this year online. We've done some science experiments, lots of different unique creative programs that are happening online for 1 hour a month in our virtual camp programs. And then we've got New Heights, which is our teen camp for 14 to 17-year-olds. And this is a really unique program. It's open to kids across Ontario, Alberta, and Manitoba. And we bring all of those kids together for what traditionally was a weekend of camp. But for 2026, we've extended it to a full week, which is super exciting. And the focus of this New Heights teen camp is connection, community, and leadership. And finally, we've got a Horizons program, which is for young adults 18 to 25 CQ camper alumni. And it's really providing an opportunity for our graduated campers to come together, build community, and further develop their leadership skills. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about our summer overnight camp, which is our kind of premier programming, if we're going to call it that, which I think most of you are probably very interested in hearing about this evening. Each of our regional camps are really unique. So Julia is our camp director of our Southern Ontario program, and each of the camps have their own traditions. And maybe Julia, is there a tradition that comes to mind off the top of your head?
Ooh, one of my favorites is our breakfast in bed. Campers get to sleep in and volunteers too. About halfway through the week, we do a big camp-wide sleep in and then we deliver breakfast to the cabins, and that's always a big hit.
So fun and a good little break midweek after all the exciting adventures. So like I was saying, all of our camps are a little bit different in each region, but they all have that core kind of summer camp experience. Activities may vary camp to camp just because of the site locations and access to equipment that we have. So for example, some of our camps might have high ropes and rock climbing, while others have cardboard boat races and paddle boarding. Very fun, unique experiences at each of our regional camps. But one thing you can expect is that all of our camps are really thought out and fun programming from our camp organizing committees, which are our volunteers that plan and organize camp. Their focus on programs helps our campers grow, providing interesting challenges, learning through experiences, and allowing them to make new friends. And mostly just to have a lot of fun because the camp week is so much fun. It's really sad when it's over. Now, you may be thinking, with all of this fun, what if my camper feels unwell or something happens, or who helps them with their medication? Well, each of our camp quality locations has a medical team formed with nurses and physicians that are at camp the entire week. These medical teams are led by our medical coordinators who volunteer year round and really get to know families in the lead up to camp to make sure we can successfully have a great week at camp with every child. They'll introduce themselves ahead of camp so that you can talk about anything you might be concerned about, because we know that sending your child away for a week can sometimes be a little bit intimidating. But the really fun thing is that our medical team participates alongside our volunteers and our campers. So you're going to see them walking into the dining hall fully in costume, ready for a themed meal. And it's really great for the campers to see some of their medical professionals outside of the hospital setting. A week of camp really does take a lot of organizing. So we do have that camp organizing committee, like I said before, with Julia. And these folks take on all the logistics of camp and all the different aspects of Camp Week. We've got our director, our medical coordinator, our family coordinator who helps everyone with their applications and making sure you get all the information you need for camp, our volunteer coordinator, lots of folks to make the magic happen. And like I said earlier, we also have our seasonal volunteers. We call them companions. And these folks receive specialized training and onboarding to support every camper during their time at camp. And they're kind of like a cabin leader. All right, here we go. And then our Horizons program, this one's really unique and it's very special. It's for camper alumni ages 18 to 25, and it really celebrates their journey as a former camper and provides support that they need as they head into new adventures, whether that's at CQ as a volunteer or beyond. Our young adults have the opportunity to connect with each other. Especially like having that experience with those who know what they've gone through. It's so important. And they get time to reflect on their camp journey, learn leadership skills, and explore nature together as a community. This is a weekend program, and it also welcomes young adults from Alberta, Manitoba, and Ontario, and we support with travel for that. The date for this program is to be announced, but we should know soon. So keep an eye on our website for that. All right, the very exciting part, we've got a video to share. So that's just a little sneak peek into camp. Pretty magical. We have lots of really fun activities, like I said. And while the activities are so amazing, it's really the people that make the magic of camp. Um, yeah. So why camp and why is it so special? There are countless benefits for youth who attend our programs, especially those who have gone through a cancer experience or have a blood disorder. Camp Quality provides a safe and supportive environment for kids to try new activities, explore nature, and make new friends without the reminder of their illness. Our specialized medical teams help to ensure safety while also allowing kids to fully participate in activities. The endless laughter, adventure, and creativity which is experienced at camp is a really powerful tool for healing. These experiences create lasting positive moments and can help them cope with the stress of what they've gone through. Being around peers who understand their experiences can help our campers feel less isolated. They can share their feelings, challenges, and triumphs with others who just get it, fostering a sense of belonging and community. Within this community, children are more confident to work together, to problem solve, and participate in the really fun, challenging camp activities, which can empower them. Lastly, knowing that their child is in a safe and supportive environment provides our camp families with a peace of mind. Our parents and guardians really get an opportunity for rest and respite and some time to recharge while their kids are at camp.
All right. So after hearing about our amazing camp programs, not biased over here, from Lauren, you might be wondering, how do I sign my kids up, my family up to enjoy these programs? Well, excitingly, our registrations are open, so you can visit the link on the page or go to campquality.org/register to register for camp or visit our webpage in general just to learn more. If this presentation tonight has kind of sparked your interest and you want to get to know the camp in your region. Our registration is done through an online platform called CampDoc, and that makes it really easy to just create an account, sign in. You can complete all of your forms there, and it goes into one place, and you can manage multiple profiles through your account. So if you've got lots of kids, you can send them all and sign them up in the same spot. And when applying to Camp Quality, you just select the program based on your region. So if you're in Southern Ontario, you're going to sign up for Southern and come hang out with me. If you're in Thunder Bay, you're going to sign up for that program and so on. And if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to our team. Lauren's contact information will be at the end of the slideshow. So we'll have a contact for you if you have any further questions beyond what we shared tonight.
Great. Thanks, Julia. Yes, and please reach out at any time if you have questions about camp. We're always happy to chat camp because it's our absolute favorite thing. We've got a couple of tips and tricks for sending a kid to camp for the first time. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But in the lead up to camp, our regional camp organizing committees will send through all the really important details, pre-arrival information that you and your camper both need to feel prepared for camp. That's going to include a packing list. That's going to include who's on the camp organizing committee, some pictures so they can see some friendly faces ahead of time. While we know every camper is going to have a really amazing week, it's also really normal and natural for kids to miss home while they're at camp, especially if it's their first time with us. So during the camp week, your camper will be supported by our amazing trained volunteers. But to help them feel a little bit more prepared, here are a few tips. So first, begin talking with them about camp. Ask them how they're feeling about the camp week and let them know that everyone misses home sometimes. This can really help validate their feelings and normalize some of those feelings that they have while they're away. And our volunteers also go through training on campers missing home and how to have those conversations too. So you can know that those conversations will continue at camp if these feelings come up, and your child will feel really supported. We also suggest discussing what camp might be like before your child leaves. So try to review the camp schedule that you'll get in the package before camp. Look at the photos that are in the package. We put photos of the cabins, the dining hall, some of the activity areas. You can look on our social media. There's lots of really fun photos and videos there that can kind of give them a visual of what to expect. And then you can discuss what they can do if they miss you. Maybe that's drawing a picture or writing a letter home. Generally, campers won't phone home during the camp week because we find that this often increases the feeling of missing home. So we ask that families don't necessarily promise that they can call home, but we'll find some really creative ways for them to communicate what they're up to during the week. So like those photos, letters, lots of fun little ways. And if they've never slept over anywhere before, maybe try to arrange that before camp, whether it's at a relative's place or a close friend. This can help them feel a little bit more comfortable with the idea of sleeping away from home. Dropping off a letter at camper check-in is also a really great way for them to feel comfy during the week. Our team will have a little basket, a mailbox there that you can put the envelope in when you get there. We've also got a really great communication tool called Bunk One, and our camp team will put out messages throughout the week to all the camper families telling you about all the fun activities we've done, that everyone's safe and having a great time. And we also upload photos from the camp week, so you'll get to feel like you're part of the camp magic even though you're not there. And it's a really great tool to stay connected with your camper during the week. You can also send mail electronically to your camper through Bunk One, and our team receives that, and then we print it off and we find the right time during the day to hand it off to them. When you're thinking about packing for camp, another helpful tip is to pack something like a stuffed animal or some sort of comfort item that they can have with them in the cabin just to make camp feel a little bit more like home. And then include your child in the packing process. This will help them know what they've packed and where it is in their suitcase. And they can assist with unpacking when they arrive at camp and kind of know where all of their important things for the week are. I'm going to pass it over to Julia, who's going to share a story about camp.
All right, thanks, Lauren. So it's wonderful to hear about, of course, all the things we do at camp, but to really kind of exemplify this camp magic we've been talking about, I wanted to share a little story from my first summer as camp director. I've been with the organization for 6 years now, but my first year as camp director was particularly special. So, as Lauren mentioned earlier, our overnight summer camps are for children as young as 7 years old. And so, with that, sometimes camp quality is a child's first time being away from home without their parents. And that can be a really big, exciting, and also nerve-wracking step. And so, in my first year as director, we had a new young camper joining us. And the parents had shared that he had never been to overnight camp before. He was feeling really nervous about going, and they weren't sure if he was going to stay for the whole week. They thought he might want to come home, and that's okay. Um, so they were okay with that reality, but they were really hopeful that he would stay and want to keep having fun with all of us. And this camper was in a cabin, of course, with another young boy because we put campers in kind of same age groups with other campers. And that young boy had attended for the first time last year, the previous summer. Um, and he had the same story. You know, he was new to camp. He was very nervous, unsure if he would stay for the whole week. And he became kind of a mentor to this other camper. And so, at the encouragement of their companion or their camp counselor, the returning camper shared about his own experience at camp. And the new camper not only warmed up to the idea of being at camp, but became very excited about the experience and being there. And the two boys quickly became best buddies, which was really magical to see. And the new camper shared throughout the camp week that he actually played piano. And we have a piano in our dining hall, which is pretty fun. And this new camper taught his returning camper buddy how to play the piano throughout the camp week. And together they truly had a blast. And so not only did this new camper who had been really nervous stay for the whole camp week and have a wonderful time, you know, rock climbing, swimming, doing campfire, playing capture the flag. But at the end of the week, the two performed a piano duet together at our talent show, which was just so sweet and big rounds of applause. I think they got a standing ovation and everything. Um, and so this camper is now signed up for their fourth summer with Camp Quality. And the two boys continue to play piano duets together in our talent show. So this really exemplifies, I think, the camp magic, and shows that we build this community and we all keep coming back. And it's really lovely to be part of. And we hope that many of your families will be part of it too.
Thank you for sharing, Julia. That's such a special story. And we hear stories like this from our campers and families all the time. And today I actually received an email from a family, and they shared a copy of a letter one of their kids had written home last summer. And I'm going to read it for you. I don't have it on the screen, but I think it's a really sweet testament to our programs and the volunteers who run it. Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to Camp Quality again this year. I always enjoy doing the archery, climbing, and camp-wide games. My cabin has taken to playing Uno. Together during downtimes, everyone wants to win, including our cabin leader, but he is not as good as he thinks he is. I love camp food breakfast. It's my favorite meal. There is always a lot to choose from. Camp is a place everyone belongs. It's nice to be where people understand. It's hard to believe that I've been coming since I was 4, and now I'm almost 14. Summer wouldn't be the same without CQ. And it's just a really sweet letter, and just shares to the community and belonging at Camp Quality. And we would love to welcome your kids there this summer as well. So if you do have any questions, we'd love to open it up to folks. Our contact information is up here on the slide. And please feel free to reach out to us at any point. We love to talk about camp.
Well, thank you so much, Lauren and Julia. What a great presentation. It really highlights all the fun of camp and also makes parents reassured to know you have such a trained, dedicated team of volunteers and staff, and also a medical team, which is very comforting and reassuring.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Lauren and Julia? Well, maybe I can start off. Oh, there you go, Natalie. Will you be scheduling any family camps for Northern Ontario?
We are in the process of scheduling some family fun days, so some of those single community events. If you want to email us at info@campquality.org, we can send you some more information on when those dates are posted, and we'd love to have you out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Natalie.
And when is the deadline for applying? The
That is a
application deadline?
great question. So applications open January 15th and they will close this year on April 30th, which is a bit earlier than a typical summer for CQ. But we really want families to have time before the summer to plan everything out. And then this gives us time to really plan and make sure everyone has a great week at camp too.
Okay, great. So there's still a couple months left. So families
Yeah,
can decide, check out your website and decide if it's right for them. Um,
exactly.
I did have a question in advance that somebody had submitted before about her daughter's in remission and she wanted to know would she be able to attend camp?
Yes, absolutely. Any child who is currently on treatment or off treatment is eligible to apply for our program. All of our campers and their families need to fill out a full application for camp. That application doesn't mean you are confirmed yet. Our medical team and our camp director will look over those applications and make sure we can really support everyone successfully at camp, and also make sure we've got enough beds for everybody at camp. So when you put in your application, when it's 100% complete, our team will review it, and then they'll get back to you about your status for the camp summer.
Thank you. Any questions, feel free to type them in the chat or just speak up. Yeah, I don't see any just yet, but if you have any questions or want to learn more, make sure to check out campquality.org. There's all the information on there, and there's an email there as well, or a phone. You want to make a phone call, they'll answer it too, and to answer all your questions. I'm sure Lauren's happy to do that.
Yes, anytime. Call us. We love camp. Want to have your kids out.
Great.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for having us this evening. This was so special to be a part of OPAC, and we really appreciate all of your support and hope to hear from some of you in a lead up to summer.
Yes, thank you again. Thank you, Lauren and Julia, and thanks everybody who attended tonight. Make sure to check again campquality.org. You've got still a couple months to decide if you want to apply for camp. And check our website at opacc.org for more information, resources on our programs and services for families. So thank you for joining us tonight, and I'll share this recording of the presentation tomorrow with everybody who registered. Thank you so much again. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye, everyone.
Bye.